Hi everybody, it's Chris at Wise One Wargaming, and today's video is going to be showing you how I build these guys from the first issue of Stormbringer. So we have the instructions in here for the Knight Arcanum and the Killer Boss and Stabgrot. So I don't build mine fully because of painting, so it's just a case of cutting off the sprues. So these parts just sit nicely. You don't even really need glue for these if you don't want. But they just clip on for the base. Obviously I put a bit of glue under just to seal that edge so it's nice and tight, but that's that one. And the great thing about some of these miniatures is the bases, because as you find with this game that a lot of the characters you have to create your own bases, which is fun, but with these the bases are really good. So I'm gonna go in there. There we go. So again, it just clips in nice. So you've got your two bases almost ready, apart from this bit, which just clips on the end of this one. So for this, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. And just push that in place. And then that's the two main bases ready. The Stabgrot just literally fits into the slot. Now some of the bases, when you see them, they're a bit filled, but it's just a little bit of thin plastic that just comes out. You can use probably wrongly a paintbrush like I'm doing, or anything you like. Probably better to use these. And there we go. So there is two different options on the Killer Boss with this one. So you can either have him with the Killer Boss wields a boss hacker, which is the big axe, but you can also have him swinging the ball and chain, which is the option I've gone for with one of them. But because a killer boss is a killer boss, you can obviously field more than one. So that's the hacker, the big axe type thing. Now on mine, wherever he's gone, here he is. So I've gone with the hacker, but then I've got the ball and chain on that side. So he looks a little bit more gruesome, but you can also have, which I'm going to do with this one, as you can have him with the scare shield, I believe it's called. So yeah, you can have him with one of those in his other arm, which is what I'm going to do for this one, which is the one I think it shows you on the box, on the front cover anyway. This is another piece of the base, which you can just glue that straight in. that. That just fits on top of there to finish that off. Right, next part. So some of these can be quite tricky to go together. I think it was the Killer Boss that was actually quite easy to go together. I think it was the Knight Arcanum that was a little tricky. Slot in sort of this part, the front part, onto the back. But yeah, we'll get to that one. So here we go. So this is the back part of him. Just be careful with some of these parts because they're really thin and flimsy. And yeah, the last thing you want to do is snap one. I mean, it doesn't make a massive difference because if you've got one or two Killer Bosses, it just makes them look a little bit different. Just let me move this part out of the way so you can see the bits better on that background. So the back, the front, another part of the back, the shield. This is the ball and chain arm, which, like I said, you can have that one or that one, and then there's those three parts. And yeah, I think that's it, because this one here, when I get him out, is the stab grot. Now the stab grot, you can put most of him together. The only part that I would do separate is the shield and the arm. But again, it depends how detailed you want him to be. I do that separate because I like to paint the back of the shield, and it's quite tricky to get to it when it's attached. And some of the miniatures as well, like this stab grot, they have the long slit at the bottom, and that just obviously fits into the base. Now you can either have him that way, so that he's because if you look at, there's less space there than there, so you can either have him further back on the base, so sort of have him facing that way, or turn it the other way, whichever you prefer. I think I'm going to actually have him slightly further back, so he just sits in like that. And then the last part of him is this bit of body, and they do literally take 2 or 3 minutes to put together. They're not too bad at all. And then just a little trim. And some people go into detail with the lines, with the plastic joins, and smooth them down and things, but yeah, I'm not too, but I don't glue him into his base yet. So we've got this part, that's it. So just a bit of glue on this bit. Nice and simple. Some of them are a bit stiff to press in, but that's not too bad. And again, you can always leave off the head if you wish till later. I mean, that sticks on and you can still pretty much get to it, but again, if you want to do some detail under the arm, so that's probably where I'd get to. So that's in those 3 parts ready to do for the painting. With this guy, it's fine to put the main 3 parts of him together. So just have a look where you think you need some glue. You don't have to put too much on because these things go together really well. That was one there. That's it. So, I mean, they do clip in together, so you don't necessarily have to glue them, but yeah, it's probably just a better thing to do. Just come down a little bit. There we go. And then it's just clipping the back bit in. And again, I just put some around the join. For this part. And you know, you can still get to the paint all the way up the back, so it's not too bad. It is a little missing one there as well. Goes in his mouth. There we go. So that clips into place. And then, like I said, you've got the 2 options. You can put on the shield. And because they actually clip in, you could paint both up. So you could have the shield, or you can just take that off and then attach this one. So you've got the choice on the battlefield. I've gone with, like I said, on my first one, I've gone with the ball and chain, as well as the boss hacker, but for this one I'm going to go with the shield. But again, it's better to take that off and paint it separate, because there's quite a lot of detail at the back. So although you can't really see it that well, it's just my way of painting. I just like everything done. So that is that. So that guy is ready for painting. The base, and that guy is ready for his paint. So that's for those. And in my next video I will do the building of the Knight Arcanum. Thanks for watching, and catch you later.